When we find ourselves confronted with the pain of life, like so many around the world during this challenging time, healing is all about relationships. Relationships in ourselves, with ourselves, and with others. We need each other. Whether you're facing challenges or not, our lives are happening in our heads. As we've discussed in many episodes before, life unfolds directly proportional to how we perceive it. When facing trauma or pain, it ultimately comes up to us to get our lives back on track. Despite therapists, other professionals, medication, all the things that help us, ultimately, it's us that's doing the work. In episode 1, part 1, we talked about psychological self-healing. We discussed awareness, vulnerability, and acceptance as critical steps in pointing yourselves towards self-healing. One of the ways to become a self-healer is to consider the relationship approach. It was created by Dr. Joy DeGruy, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, and she's devised 5 steps to self-healing. It was too much for one video, so I created part 2 of episode 1 to really get into it. Known for her work on post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSS, she emphasizes the relationship approach as a means of healing from racial trauma, strengthening communities, and fostering resilience. As you'll see, these are steps that marginalized groups take, whether consciously or unconsciously, to survive. Many people around the world could use this approach, and whether you belong to a marginalized community or in the ruling class, you'll benefit from the learning about this approach. Again, we learn from each other. We can learn from the challenges of others. We can learn how others face their challenges and navigate their lives. We are one community, one tribe, one planet, one love, and we need each other. You'll see. Her work focuses on understanding the deep-rooted impact of historical oppression and developing strategies for personal and collective well-being. Collective well-being, the community well-being. I love that phrase, collective well-being. It's not enough that I'm okay. You have to be okay too. We have to be okay together. I wish we really lived by this one. I'll put a link to her book in the description below with more about her. She really gets into it. I call them lions. Life challenges, unchanging circumstances. It's more than a metaphor, it's a way of life. Before I get into that, I want to ask you a question. Have you taken a moment to contemplate the ramifications, the impact of our world events and political environment on others? Despite how you might feel about other marginalized groups, have you taken a moment to put yourself in their shoes? Here's a question. Would you change places with any of them? Would you switch places with an immigrant, even a green card holder, a Muslim, a Jew, a female, someone with disabilities, an African American, someone who's homeless or living at the poverty level? Would you? If the answer is no, then you understand enough about their lives to know that you don't want to be them. Your challenges are enough. Maybe you belong to a marginalized group and you're feeling the anxiety and the impact of all those notifications and news clips and things that pop up all around you that remind you you don't belong. Even though people complain about some marginalized groups getting a free pass or things being easier for them, we know that pass is not free. We know they come at a very high price, one that most of us would not be willing to pay to switch places with them. As long as I'm okay and my family's okay, I don't care what happens to anyone else. Just make my life better. Then the chickens come home to roost on your doorstep, and suddenly you find yourself in a marginalized group. Without self-judging, let's check ourselves. Get curious about people around you that you don't know, you might not relate to, and think about ways you can help support them. Not only that, we can learn from the challenges of those around us. Maybe yours don't feel as bad in comparison. If they can face that, I can face mine. Now we're going to walk through the 5 steps of the relationship approach. Heal through connection, address internalized depression, restoring cultural ancestral wisdom, accountability and community responsibility, love as resilience. Healing through connection. Connection is the foundation of all energy. It's the foundation of humanity. To start self-healing, we must build trust and solidarity with ourselves and the others around us. That's why we're so fractured right now, because we have not built solidarity among us. We have the same challenges. We all want to eat. We all want to sleep in a safe home. We all want education. We want health care. We want to be together in love and light. No matter who you believe, who you voted for, what your passions are, at our core, we do want the same thing. Despite your language, your skin color, your gender, your sexual preference, your religion, it doesn't matter. We want love. We want to belong. We want to be included. We want to have the things that make life beautiful and wonderful. And we want each other. Don't believe the hype and the notifications. Clearly, we want negativity. That's what we're clicking on. And if you take that away and you're reduced to the core of who we are, we want love and the connection with those around us. Start by taking small steps to reconnect and start bridging gaps between yourself and others involved. This is not easy. You have to put your ego aside to do this. Give it a try. We need each other. Take a chance and reach out to whoever you need to and see what reaches back. Addressing internalized oppression. Sometimes we're harder on ourselves than the world is on us. We all encounter many false narratives that hurt and play games with our mind. Internalizing negativity can cause us to devalue ourselves and feel less capable. I have done this to myself many times. Building self-awareness and unlearning negative and harmful narratives, beliefs, and attitudes is key to self-healing. Self-awareness, self-reflection is the way to start reassessing yourself and reminding yourself of your greatness, and that the messages that we hear about us, especially if you're from a marginalized group, are not true. You have to be aware that those messages are coming at you. They might make you feel a certain way. Once you become aware of it, you can start to challenge them and remind yourself of the truth. You are amazing and you're love and light. Building self-awareness and unlearning negative and harmful narratives, beliefs, and attitudes is the key to self-healing. Practice self-love and speaking positivity into your life on a daily basis. Consistency is key. As I've said many times, I do this all the time. I'm counting my blessings, I'm living in gratitude, and I am challenging the negative thoughts that pop up. And the more I do it, I must say, the easier it is. It's taken years, but it's working, and I'm feeling much better about myself. And then when people gaslight me, I'm like, no, not true. I know who I am. Restoring cultural and ancestral wisdom. I love this one. Some people, narratives, and situations have caused us to feel ashamed about who we are. Sometimes we may deny certain parts of ourselves that others don't approve. I've done this. I have shamed myself for my hair, my lips, my skin color, my height, the sound of my voice. I have definitely shamed myself for a long time. And it's taken me most of my life to appreciate all those things in myself. The things that make me unique, the things that make me who I am. I hope you're taking an opportunity to do this with yourselves too. The narratives they say about you are not true. They're just the narrative. They're just what some people need to feel like they're powerful. They're the narrative that others want to believe to justify their actions. You must remind yourself of who you are and the resilience you and your ancestors have. It's empowering. Celebrate all of who you are. Reconnect with cultural, family, and community roots that help you identify and honor your core values. Hold space with the wise and elderly to hear stories about your history that you may not know. I am lucky to come from a family where there are so many stories that tell about our ancestors that really make me feel good about who I am. Accountability and community responsibility. Healing is not just personal, it's communal. We experience life together. We help each other. We must help each other heal. This means understanding your role in universal energy and doing your part to help others. Get involved, be a mentor, be mentored by someone else, volunteer, doing things you enjoy and supporting causes that you care about. This is the time for that. Don't forget to be the change you want to see in others and the world. Positive energy reciprocates positive energy, and your energy matters too. Love is resistance. Acting in the spirit of kindness makes us feel good about ourselves, gives us a sense of purpose, makes life feel meaningful and fulfilling, and reconnects us with the collective consciousness of the world. Living a life of love and humanity also buffers the bad vibes, and there are plenty of those to go around. We can fight those bad vibes with love and humanity. Showing empathy, compassion, and support breaks cycles of trauma. Taking the first step can help others take two. Here's my personal use of this approach. Heal through connection. When I find myself isolating, which I do, like I'm doing right now, making these videos, there's a lot of solitude involved in creating this content. I force myself to be around people. I go out when I'm invited, even when I don't want to go. Most times I don't. I try to make sure I'm around people because I know that connection will heal whatever I'm going through. And I'm carrying a lot these days, and the world is carrying a lot these days. And hearing all this negativity and all this horror can really get inside you. So rather than being alone and stewing, I get out and get around people, even when I don't want to. Restoring cultural and ancestral wisdom. I am so lucky to be a part of a family that tells the stories of our ancestors. I mean, I have heard hours and hours and hours of stories about my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, my great-great-grandfathers, the people that were slaves that survived the worst part of America long enough for us to be born, and the stories are legendary. They're fantastic, and it makes me feel so good about who I am. When I hear mess, I'm gaslit, I say in my head, you don't know who I am. I'm talking about who came before me, who paved the way for me. Even in my recent life, like Alvin Ailey and Judith Jamison and these black pioneers who knocked down walls and built bridges so that I could walk across into my best life. I am so fortunate to be able to pull on those memories and those stories to help build myself up when I'm feeling down. Thank you to my parents and my family for instilling those beautiful stories in me. Accountability and community responsibility. I hold myself accountable. I try to be reasonable because I can be too strict sometimes, but I am not a slacker. I know the importance of community, and I do what I can to support others, and anyone that knows me knows that this is true. I live by it and I love it. It feeds me to help others, and it feeds me and fuels me to know that I have a strong community that I am there for, and I know when the time comes, they will be there for me. And they have. Helping others and building community is healing for me. Love as resistance. I do my best to remain kind. I'm respectful even when I'm being brazenly disrespected. I go out of my way to make sure I am polite and respectful even when someone across from me has really peed me off. I still, with respect, try to answer and respond in love. I'm not always successful, but my purpose, my intent is always to respond in kindness. I refuse to be lowered to the level of primitive disrespect. I'll defend myself, but I'm never going to instigate it. I try to honor everyone, and I have compassion for my enemies. I find this powerfully healing as it gives you an action when you feel you can do nothing else. Sometimes the only way to heal is to heal ourselves. And what self-healing really means is taking the time to get self-aware, be vulnerable, accept your life, do what you can, and let the rest go. It is very hard to do sometimes, but remember, it's all happening in your mind, and we have control over our minds. We can't always control the things that are happening to us, but we can control how we think about them, how we perceive them, and how we react to them. That's what self-healing really is. Moving forward, despite the drama happening in the world, building yourself and fortifying yourself to withstand what is happening around us and around you. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You are just reacting to real challenges that are happening around us. Wishing you love, wishing you strength, wishing you hope, wishing you peace, wishing you contentment and resilience to continue going. Please stay tuned for more videos. Check out my other videos and join me on this journey of reflection, optimism, authenticity, and resilience. With those 4 things, we will roar through our lives and be better for it. We talked about letting go in season 1, episode 5. We're going to do a deeper dive right about here in episode 2 of season 2, letting go. If that interests you, check that one out. And check out all the videos in the series. I've built them to help us walk with our challenges and navigate this crazy, crazy world. One planet, one tribe, one world, one love. This is Roar Season 2. Thank you for watching. I'll see you there.